title of our research is The Difficulties of Having Online Class During Pandemic to the Grade 12 students of General Academic Strands from Lakewood School of Alabang. We come up in this title because this is the common problems that many students encounter this time of pandemic. The researchers want to determine the difficulties of the students in online class during the times of pandemic. In this time of pandemic, online class platforms is being implemented, reason why students are experiencing changes in studying. Learning is conducted virtually by the use of internet and technologies. Traditional classes changing to online class platforms to avoid the infection and lessen the numbers of being affected in this COVID-19 pandemic. Background of the study, trends. Online class implements new strategies in order to engage this new normal. Education is being transformed online class by the use of virtual learning through the help of gadgets, internet, and technologies for academic purposes. Issues. Some students find online class difficult due to internet issues and gadget needs. Some of them are experiencing disturbances while having online class and other students are not financially stable. And those common problems may be the reason not to be able to participate in their online or virtual classes. Claims. By the implementation of online class platforms, many of the students' teachers were still doing a lot of adjustments. Government and private organizations try their best to make a smooth transition in the virtual world, regardless to cope with the difficulties ahead.
Virtual learning can encounter difficulties. Not all students have enough money to buy equipments like cell phone, laptop, and computers. Not all students also have good internet connection to attend their online class. Not all students have knowledge to understand what the teacher said or discussed through online class.
Statement of the problem in this study is about the difficulties of students that they encounter in online class during pandemic. Those difficulties such as internet issues, gadget needs, disturbances, facilities, financial issues, and their adjustments in these online class platforms and on how to cope with those problems ahead. For the problem description and documentation, this part consists of details that must be addressed which will serve as a plan. Students may experience difficulties in online class such as technical issues, distraction, internet issues, and etc. We conduct survey to help us determine those difficulties they encounter. The research design is quantitative that focuses on quantifying, gathering, and analyzing numerical data. The research question in this study is to specifically seek answers by the whole part of this research or study.
For the research participants, we gathered selected students from grade 12 General Academic Strand to help us determine the difficulties that they encounter in having a online class during pandemic. During this pandemic, online learning is quickly approaching into schools all over the world. There are studies about online learning and distance education where it shows us the advantages of distance education. Even though distance education or online learning is applicable during this pandemic, there are barriers and technological problems. Difficulties in changing the learning style, carrying out responsibilities at home, and peer communication or lack of guidance from teachers are some of the barriers in online learning. Traditional learning styles are expanded from face-to-face classroom experience to online learning.
Having online class during pandemic, because of this happened, the online platform for education is being created such as virtual class and the teacher assigning tasks for their student even were at home. Students continue their education through online learning and by a video call with their teacher. And one of the most problem, those students lack of a device and internet access to be able to participate in online classes. Positive effect of having online class during pandemics makes them to be productive every day because online class is a way of continuing the education more effective even the student and teacher were staying at home to avoid COVID-19 viruses. And another positive effect, improve the student attendance since online classes can be taken at home. And online classes reduce financial costs more affordable as compared to physical classes. The negative effect of having online classes during pandemic, those students who encounter difficulties and problems while attending their online classes. Another challenge of online classes is the internet connectivity. Without a consistent internet connection for student and teacher, there can be lack of continuity in learning for the student and teacher. The biggest challenge of online classes is the struggle with focusing on the screen for a long period of time.
For the implications, the online classes two type, the asynchronous and synchronous. The positive effects of online class is to lessen the infections of COVID-19 patients. The negative effect of online class are problems due to internet and lack of technology equipment. and easily to be distracted while participating in virtual classes.
Methodology. We use correlation method in this research, which includes survey. The research instrument being used is gathering the understanding and the experience of the participants, and we use survey questions and written interview.
Survey. This 10 question is the list of our statement on survey. The question is just about what students are experiencing today in the new learning system. Written interview. Written interview question are the follow-up question for respondent. Our question consists open-ended question that they can explain their experience, feeling, and thoughts about difficulties of having online class during pandemic.
Reflection. In doing this research, researchers find it difficult, especially in Chapter 1 and 2, because it gathers lots of information that supports our studies by different sources. Researchers still fulfill and accomplish to pass it on time, and the guide is very useful to be able to make it the full part of this research.
Reference. This is all the reference that used in our research and to give credit and acknowledge the contribution of the authors. Because reference is the one of the most important part of research to avoid committing plagiarism to our research. And the purpose of the reference is to allow readers to examine the sources of our research.